All right, we're back on the record in the DeSilvia Johnson matter. Today is day and time scheduled for a pretrial in this case. And this is the fifth or sixth pretrial in this particular case. And so, do we have a resolution? Or are we moving forward with the final settlement conference? Where are we?
Your Honor, we do not have a resolution. So, for the record, Miss Johnson has let us know that she plans to hire a private counsel. At this point, I will, without a resolution, I'd either request an adjournment or set it for final settlement conference. By the next court date, Miss Johnson hopefully will have her private counsel retained.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, this matter has been going on since March of 2025. Why haven't you hired your counsel yet, ma'am?
Oh, so to my understanding is that like the attorney said, we haven't came up with a resolution, so I would like to seek private counsel.
That doesn't answer my question.
I mean, what is it?
This has been going on since March of 2025. How come you haven't hired counsel already?
Oh, I have before,
Right.
but they withdrawn from my case. And
Yeah.
so I went with the public, and I would like to seek private again.
Yeah, well, you can do that between now and the next court date. You need to have your attorney by the next court date, or we're going to be going to trial. Do you understand, ma'am?
I hear you, yes.
Final settlement conference in this case is October 31st, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. Jury selection is going to be on November 7th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m.
So is this for me to get my private attorney?
No, this is to go to a final settlement conference, like I just said. And if you want to get an attorney in between time, you should have that attorney by the time you come back here for final settlement conference. Because on November,
Okay, but I'm not going along with nothing doesn't.
ma'am, you don't get to say whether you're going along.
Yes.
Well, you know what? If you want to give me attitude today.
No, if I need an attorney by my side. If I don't have one, then I'm not proceeding.
Ma'am, do not overtalk me again. Are we clear? You need to have your attorney by that date. That's more than a month from now. If you don't have counsel, we will be moving forward with this case with the PD. Do you understand that part?
That's fine.
On November 7th is jury selection. That is in person. Do you understand that part?
Okay, as long as I'm informed about what court it will be at.
It's going to be right here at the 14B District Court.
Okay, that's fine. I thought it was under construction, but okay.
It will not be by then, ma'am.
Okay.
October 31st is on Zoom. November 7th is in person. Back on May 7th, you said you were going to hire counsel on May 7th of 2025, and you were told to have that by June 4th, and you did not. You've had plenty of time to get counsel. You either have counsel then, or we're moving forward with the PD. Do you understand? Do you understand, ma'am?
I can hear you just fine.
Well, you need to answer the question. And if you're not,
I don't know what the question was.
Right. Well, ma'am, look, you're out on bond because you are saying that you're going to follow the court's orders and rules. If you choose not to, then you can go back into custody. Do you understand that part?
No, I was on bond because someone said I didn't attend court, and that's not true. So I had a bench warrant put out for not attending court, and I always attended court.
Okay. If you do not cooperate with this process, then what's going to happen? I'll put you back in jail so that you can cooperate. Do you understand?
So, I would like to just end this right now.
You don't get to end this right now. And if you hang up, I'm going to issue a bench warrant.
Okay, but you already said all you had to say.
I'm
And I
sorry,
will have my private counsel by then, hopefully.
ma'am, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I mean, I told you multiple times, I hear you. So,
No, that's not the same as saying you understand.
okay.
Do you understand?
I don't have, because I don't. That's why I'm not saying it. You can't make me say something. No. I heard what you said.
Understand that you need to have counsel?
Yeah, can you just end the court date though? I mean,
No, you don't get to tell me when to end the date.
I don't have nothing else to say.
That's all right. You got
And I
one
feel like you
time
kind of putting me
to
on
try to-
edge.
You know what? You're putting me on edge. And you know what happens when I get on edge? You go to jail
For what though?
because you're not answering the question. If you don't understand the process because you're just being contemptuous, which is what you're doing right now, then you're going to go to jail.
Are you? An idiot sandwich.
So do you understand that you need to have counsel when you come back here or we're moving forward?
Okay. I'm going to seek private counsel. Hopefully I have it by the date. And if not, we're going with the public defender.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Yep. Okay. Go.
Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go. Preach.
All right, let's go on the record in the matter of Alicia Marinowski, 251233. An appearance for the people, please.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Kevin Kuzmiak, P85417 for the people of Wyandotte.
Thank you. And Mr. Goldbaum.
Your Honor, John Goldfloor, P30758, on behalf of Ms. Marinowski.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Marinowski, your name for the record, please.
Alicia Baranowski.
And Naomi's Nest, if you can please unmute.
Miss Darnell.
And Miss Scott.
All right. And so the allegations are that Ms. Marinowski had been tethered to treatment at Naomi's Nest, was terminated from that facility based upon allegations of facility violations and threatening actions.
Correct.
And so we adjourned it to today's date for clarification of those, because we'll enter the bond violation hearing regarding those there. And so, also that's fine, you're here as the prosecutor, since I'm supposed to be, I'm a neutral prior fact, and so I shouldn't be the one doing all the questioning, so. Is your client still pleading not guilty, or is she wanting a hearing? Are we going to take testimony?
The court said the hearing, there's no doubt that she was in violation of the bond violation, but there was an explanation of when we were here last week. We didn't have the allegations. I did receive the documents further indicating what the actions were. I don't know if this is complete, but this is what we have here. The court said the today for a hearing for bond violation. We were here last week and the plea was placed on.
So, not guilty.
That's not true. Oh,
Well, that is true.
but the only reason you're
Not hold the bond violation hearing, and you're not guilty plea, because it was my understanding, I recall correctly, that there was not clarity regarding the facility rules and the threatening of the staff. So I just set it for a hearing to have Naomi's Nest staff members present, so that we can either hold the hearing or there can be clarification and your client is going to plead guilty or not guilty.
I understand, John. Well,
So what are we doing?
Well, wait, I get what I'm hearing that because there's not, they told me certain things in the document that I received.
I did.
And so that's the situation. I've spoken to Ms. Marinowski. I've told her what the allegations are. She said, I had some conversations, but I wasn't acting in an aggressive manner. She's also indicated that.
Counsel, it sounds like you're testifying on behalf of your client. So, Ms. Kuzniak, would you like to, give one here,
Okay.
either Ms. Darnell or Ms. Scott?
Yes, Mr. Darnell or Ms. Scott, which one of you had the contact with the defendant?
Both.
For you, you got squeezed out of the other two.
Okay, so Ms. Darnell, we'll start with yourself.
Okay.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Cynthia Darnell,
Okay, and could you please state, where do you work?
Naomi's Nest,
And what is your position at Naomi's Nest?
residential tech.
And do you know the defendant, Alicia Miranowski?
Do I know her?
Yes. So have you had, contact with her?
Yes.
Okay. And, well, what are, the rules of, being in treatment at Naomi Nest?
No bullying, no threatening.
Okay. And what was the contact that you had with, Mrs. Miranowski?
Well, she kept beating on the door, so I went to open the door and she wanted to use the phone. And when I wouldn't let her use the phone, because our rules is, like I explained to her, you can use it for 5 minutes, one time per shift. She walked up on me like 2 or 3 times, like threatening me, like basically she's gonna bully me to move out the way. So that's when I backed up. And she started yelling and screaming about going out to smoke.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't hear that.
Could you repeat that last part, please?
She started yelling and screaming about she wanted to go out to smoke.
Okay. During any of this time, did you feel threatened by Mrs. Miranowski?
Yes, I did feel threatened. She had been threatening us since the whole time she'd been here. When I was doing her intake, threatening me about.
That's your, that part closed for you were saying.
Here's the day, but maybe, can you clarify, when you say she's been threatening since she arrived, can you clarify what statements were made?
Well, I was doing her intake and I went to tell her that we can't have phones here in our, and she stated, don't take my phone. That's the reason why I beat my dad up. So that's when I asked her, did she want to get on the 1-800 number because we couldn't have phones. And then when I said that I was going to call the police, that's when she said, no, you could take my phone. You could take my phone.
Okay. Was there any other contact that you had with Mrs. Miranowski besides this occasion?
Well, I'm not the RT. We have more contact than any other person. And when we went outside, she didn't have a cigarette. So she was mad she didn't have a cigarette. And that's when she walked up on another client and made her give her cigarette, which I'll explain to her that they can't share cigarettes.
Okay, the court is satisfied with, or the, prosecution is satisfied with Ms. Scott's testimony.
Okay. All right, thank you. And, Mr. Goldbaum, would you like to, report your? Okay.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your name, please?
Cynthia Darnell.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Darnell. Ms. Darnell, so when was she actually, when did you do the initial intake?
On the 28th.
On the 28th. And,
Which month?
oh, I'm sorry. Thank
August.
you. And this disturbance, for lack of a better term, let's put it this way. At the intake, did you discuss smoking and the rules and regulations with respect to that?
Yes. We also have a paper that they read.
Okay. And does it anywhere in there say that you can't actually use and ask a person to provide you with a cigarette?
To provide you with a cigarette?
Pardon?
I never said nobody couldn't provide her with a cigarette. I said you can't share the cigarette.
Can't share it with, I understand that.
Right. You can't smoke.
So-
You can't smoke with cigarette and then give it to somebody else to smoke.
Oh, okay. And is that part of is that written down as part of the rules and regulations? Or is it just understood?
That's wrote down in the rules and regulations.
Oh, okay. And so you're saying that when you had this discussion regarding using the phone, when was that?
I always do it while I'm doing the intake.
On the 29th, did you have any contact with Miss Marinowski?
Yes.
And what that contact about?
As I was stated, I answered the door when she was beating on the door. She
Okay,
used the phone. That's when I explained to her she couldn't use the phone and she had already used it previous. That's when she walked up on me like 2 or 3 times and I stepped back.
okay. Now let me ask you a question. Had she used the phone during that shift?
Yes, the morning shift.
Okay. And what time did she come knocking on your door?
You want me to tell you the precise time or around the time? It was in the afternoon.
Okay,
Maybe 2 or it had to be about 3 because Ms. Hughes came in, right?
okay. So,
Had to be close to 3.
pardon?
Had to be close to 3.
Close to 3. And the shift is from what time to what time?
My shift is from 8 and the next shift coming at 3:30.
Okay, so at approximately 3 o'clock, she came to use the phone, and you told her you can't use it because you're only allowed to use it one shift, right?
Correct.
Did she,
I told her that she
indicate,
already
what time did she use the
on my
phone?
Hold on, only one at a time, only one at a time. What was that, Ms. Darnell?
I told her that she couldn't use it on my shift again. She had already used it on my shift.
At what time did she use it on your shift initially?
So I can't, all I know was in the morning. We had like 10 women in there.
Okay. You said that
Maybe
for,
between 9 and 12. It was before lunch. She had called somebody to drop her off some cigarettes and some clothing.
okay,
She wanted to keep calling them to see if they had dropped her when.
okay. And you told you can't do it again on the shift, correct?
Correct.
So and she came up on you at that point in time, is that right?
When I opened the door.
You had arguments about it, correct?
I didn't hear the last part of your.
So was there an argument or she just came up on you and made some comments? Is that
She
right?
hollering and screaming. She just yelling.
Okay. And you know why Miss Marinowski is in there, is that correct? Tethered to Naomi's nest?
Did I know why?
Yes.
Yeah, she had told me that she beat up her dad because he took her phone.
And were you aware that at the time she was tethered to Naomi's nest? One of the conditions is that she's supposed to be getting mental health treatment. Is that correct?
Now that part I don't know about a mental health. All I
Okay.
know is the reason why she said she was in the facility.
Okay. So in other words, other than you being her supervisor or these conversations regarding the phone, the cigarettes and things like that, you don't have any insight into what she's supposed to be doing regarding mental health. Is that correct?
No, that's not. I don't do that part.
No, no.
Okay. Any follow-up questions?
Why would I do that part?
All right, any questions for Ms. Scott?
Ms. Scott, you also work for Naomi's Nest,
Yes,
and what is your position there?
I am a driver and I'm also a residential tech.
Okay. And what dates did you have contact with the defendant, Ms. Marinowski?
Well, it started the first day, which is the 28th. I actually picked her up from jail, from Wayne County Jail. and I drove her to the facility, Naomi's Nest. So that was the first contact I had with her.
Okay, and was there anything that occurred during, that contact with, Ms. Marinowski?
Not at that time, no. Not that, I
Okay.
didn't have any, just bringing her to the facility, getting her set up for her intake. That was the only facility, interaction I had with her that day.
Okay, when was the next time that you saw Ms. Marinowski?
The next day, which is the 29th, my shift is from 10 to 4.
Okay, can you tell me about the occurrence with her on that day?
When I came in, she was displaying very aggressive behavior. It was a time that I did try to calm her down, let her know that if she do have cigarettes, the time that she could get her cigarettes, which is the next shift when the house opened, and she was saying that she was not understanding the rules and she not going by any rules, and I was racist and things like that. So I just kind of stepped back from interacting with her at that time because she was frustrated and I wanted her to calm down. So
Can you describe
several
Ms.
times
Marinowski-
throughout that shift, though, from my whole shift, very aggressive behavior.
I'm
I
gonna
took
object
them
this
out
point.
on the
Hold
smoke
on, hold
break.
on, just a moment, ma'am, just a moment, there's no objection, so just a moment. What's
Okay.
your,
I'm objecting. She asked a certain question and then she's going on and on. If we
Okay,
get back to
ma'am,
questions.
ma'am, could you just-
hold on, there's an objection. So I have to let Mr. Gogoff finish the objection, and I'll give you an opportunity to respond to the objection, then to rule on the objection.
She initially, there's no problems, on her first shift. Next time she saw her was sometime during the 29th. And she had some conversations with her. Then she's going back to, well, on the next shift, so I'm objecting to the nature of the question.
You're objecting to the nature of the
Well,
question.
not the nature so much, Your Honor, as she said, well, she was aggressive. So I tried to calm her down, that's not a problem. Then she went to, so she's answered the questions regarding on the 29th. Then she went back to, well, on my previous shift. And so I'm objecting to that.
Okay, your response, Russell?
If we may, could we just start with the contact on the 29th?
Okay, the court's going to overrule the objection because, the court finds that, the additional, testimony by Ms. Scott is a continuation to establish the behavior of, so to speak, of Ms. Marinowski. So I want to overrule the objection. You may continue, counsel.
Thank you. Ms. Scott, could you describe how Ms. Marinowski was being aggressive in the contact that you're speaking about on August the 29th?
Okay, well, around 11:30 a.m., I take the ladies out on a smoke break. So I had took her out on the smoke break, and then she was getting very close to several other new ladies, walking up on them. And then,
Just a moment, ma'am.
I've seen another person that's now come in on the Zoom. I'm gonna ask,
That's the same, that's Ms. Darnell.
okay, then I'm gonna ask that, Ms. Darnell has already identified. I'm gonna ask that she step out here during testimony.
Well, counsel, she was there. She stepped out for a moment, came back in with a jacket. Both parties, both witnesses were there to begin with for testimony.
I understand.
Only one was testifying at a time. I'm just going to continue as is. Ms. Darnell can't contribute anything to testimony, so. Okay.
Ms. Scott, please continue. How, was Ms. Marinowski acting aggressive on, August 29th?
okay, so I noticed that she was walking very close to two other ladies. So I kind of went near them, and I asked, can they kind of keep their space and their distance? And during that time, I heard her saying to one of the ladies, there's going to be some Hitler stuff around here today. No. And so.
Now, Ms. Darnell, I can't have you interfere with any testimony.
Come on, you step back.
I'm going to have to ask you to step out if you continue.
I didn't say nothing.
She didn't say nothing.
Say nothing?
It was just me talking, Miss Scott.
I'm sorry, that other conversation is coming from the jail. I apologize. I'm gonna mute your client, counsel. I heard her talking and I didn't realize the jail was unmuted. You may continue.
Okay, Ms. Scott, was there any other aggressive behavior?
Yes, after the smoke break, it continued to go on throughout the whole entire shift. You know, she was knocking on the door, bamming on the door. She might calm down for a little while, but then she'll be back at the door. She'll open up the door, come out the door. She was running out. You know, she said she was going to use the phone, even when she was told no. She wasn't trying to hear anything we really was trying to say. She just continued to display disruptive behavior, knocking on the door, bamming, screaming throughout the whole shift. We didn't even leave. I didn't even leave till close to 4 because I was kind of scared until the police arrived. I was kind of scared. Yes.
Okay. And during this time, did you feel threatened by Ms. Marinowski?
No, I didn't feel threatened, but I was scared for my coworker.
Okay. No further questions.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lopez.
I'm sorry, now, Ms. Scott, correct, Ms. Scott, correct?
Yes.
Ms. Scott, you deal with intake, is that correct?
I deal with transportation. I pick the clients up from Wayne County Jail, doctor's appointments, wherever they need to go throughout the facility. I'm also, when I'm not driving, I'm a residential tech, so I step in and help monitor the clients and serve them wherever they need, whatever needs to be done.
And during your interaction with Ms. Marinowski, you were directed to bring her to Naomi's Nest.
Yes.
And were you aware of the terms and conditions? And she's supposed to be receiving mental health treatment while at Naomi's Nest.
I'm just a driver. So only thing I do is get her paperwork and I transport her. But I am aware that most people that do come have mental health issues. So I automatically assume, you know, maybe that could be the case, but we don't 100% know their situation until the paperwork come in from the jail, the court, or their probation officer.
Okay. And so in your experience, I'm not just talking about Ms. Marinowski, but in your experience as a driver and as an assistant in the fine job you're doing, is it unusual for those that are at Naomi's Nest for, among other reasons, mental health treatment, that at times those individuals act out in aggressive manners while they're trying to be treated?
I am aware of that, yes.
Yeah. And sometimes individuals make claims which really are just due to their mental illness and not because they are aggressive or assaultive by nature. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes.
And you attributed a statement to Ms. Marinowski while on a smoke break. Did you discuss this with Ms. Marinowski at that time?
No, I asked her just because she kept give distance. I heard what was said. And then I just asked her to keep her distance because I did not want to upset her or anything. So I just I just said, can you please keep your distance? She backed back at that time. She did what I asked. And then that was it.
Okay, so she made a comment that you overheard or whatever it was. You talked to her, didn't say anything about the comment, but you stayed back up and she followed your direction. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing else, huh?
Okay, any redirect? Okay, no. Any further witnesses for the people?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lopa, any witnesses for,
Ms. Bennett.
I'm sorry? Ms. Marinowski, okay. She's already, been, sworn in. Ms. Marinowski, please hit unmute. All right.
Yes.
All right, counsel, you may, or do your line.
Ms. Marinowski, you've been sitting there listening to the testimony, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and did there come a point in time when you became upset and wanted to use the phone?
I felt as if
No, ma'am, the question was there a time? It's yes or no.
was there what?
Was there a time you wanted to use the phone? That was the question.
Yes.
Answer these questions, yes or no,
Okay.
until you're asked.
Yes, they did want to use the
question.
phone.
I'm sorry, I was still speaking, so I didn't hear what your answer was.
Okay. Ms. Marinowski, did there come a point in time when you wanted to use the phone on the 29th, I believe it was?
Yes.
And did you have a discussion with Ms. Darnell regarding that?
I don't know who Miss Darnell is.
Okay. When you were initially brought in, that was by Ms. Scott, and you went through an intake process. Is that correct?
Can you repeat the question?
When you were brought in to Naomi's Nest from the jail, that was by Ms. Scott. Do you recall that?
The one who drove me to Naomi's Nest?
Yes.
That was Miss Scott. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
do you recall that? Or are you just saying that because
Yes, I recall that.
Okay. And then you met with another individual and they gave you the rules and regulations. Is that correct?
They read me, yes.
And you
Well,
recall-
no, they didn't read them to me.
Did they provide you with documentation or paperwork as to what rules you had to follow?
They gave me a pamphlet, but I didn't read it.
Okay. And who gave you the pamphlet?
One of the staff members at Naomi's Nest.
Recall who that was?
I'm trying to recall. I think it was Miss Darnell, the one that's on video right there.
Okay. And did you have on the next day, did you have conversation with Miss Darnell regarding the use of telephone?
The conversation did come up, but I believed that other people there were getting more rights than I was. And I believe I was being treated unfairly.
And you made that known to them, is that right?
So I didn't believe anything they were telling me. And all the rules seemed to be on the walls. And there was no rules saying that we couldn't use the telephone any more than twice a day. Because they kept pointing to the wall and telling me to read the wall where all the rules were.
And did you were there for mental health treatment, is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand the importance that you have to go through for mental health, is that correct?
Yes.
And did you at any time, at least in your recollection, make any threats or walk up on people? To your recollection?
All I was asking to do was smoke a cigarette because I saw other people smoking cigarettes. And I had my own cigarettes there and they were refusing to let me smoke a cigarette when they were letting all the other people go outside to smoke a cigarette. And I believed I was being treated unfairly and I felt cornered. So I was trying to express my identity by trying to make myself heard that I was there. And I even threatened to call 911 because I was afraid that they were going to do something to me. And they refused to let me call 911.
No.
Okay. And cross counsel,
What was that?
speaking to the prosecuting attorney, she's
Oh, okay.
cross-examining right now.
Ms. Marinowski, when you were in treatment at Naomi's Nest, did you have contact with Miss Scott and Miss Darnell?
Yes.
Did you display any aggressive or threatening behavior towards them while you were there?
I was yelling.
You were yelling, and did you display any other type of aggressive behavior that would make them feel unsafe?
No.
said that you did not read the rules and regulations that were handed to you by Ms. Scott upon your arrival, but that the rules were posted on the wall. Did you ever read the rules that were posted on the wall?
I tried to read almost every single one of the rules that were on the wall, and none of them stated that we could not make more than 2 phone calls a day.
Okay. Did any of the rules on the wall talk about how you were to treat the employees at Naomi's Nest?
No, but there were ways to deflate. So if you got angry, and I tried those tactics, and they didn't work on me.
Okay, no further questions.
Ma'am, did you make the statement to either Ms. Darnell or Ms. Scott about the phone and how your dad got beat up because he wouldn't give you a phone?
I never stated that was the reason. I never stated anything like that.
Did you make a comment about Hitler?
I don't recall.
Okay. All right. Anything from those questions that would elicit additional questions by either counsel?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Any further witnesses, counsel, for the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any closing arguments by the people?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rohan, do you want to?
Just I mean, listen, with respect to the matter, Miss Marinowski, Marinowski, excuse me, was tethered to Naomi's Nest. She was there for mental health treatment. She was there for, by my calculations, it's interesting because less than 24 hours. It's unsure when the violations occurred. And I say that because in the original documents that we received, this incident regarding the phone call, and it's now tried to use the phone twice in the same shift. It indicates that the tether.
The defense would like to make a statement.
Excuse me, your attorney is speaking, ma'am. Your testimony has been completed. Now is not the time for you to make a statement.
Okay, I think that makes it some parameters.
You want your client to make a statement?
You are.
Yes.
Just,
Ma'am, I was asking your attorney.
she can make a statement.
Okay,
We've had some discussions regarding her mental health stuff.
he says you can make a statement. Go ahead, ma'am.
I have been sitting here for who knows how long now, and I found out I'm pregnant because they only give you the low bunk if you're pregnant in jail. It will state low bunk on your one of these things. I don't know if you know what these are. These are what they do use here, and if you are on low bunk, I'm getting to the point here.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm on low bunk and my uniform is too tight, and I have been sitting here for longer than an hour, and it's suffocating me. And it's suffocating me right now. And if I make a false statement or make a statement that is, I haven't made any false statements, but I feel like I'm about to pass out, and I have no idea what's going on right now.
Okay, let me ask this question, ma'am. You said that you found out you're pregnant because you're on the low bunk. Have you had a pregnancy test?
Yeah.
And that came back positive?
Yes, and and they didn't feed me lunch yet. I haven't eaten anything today at all. and I am sitting in the courtroom and I'm wearing pants that are too tight, and I've been sitting here for about 2 hours now.
I
And-
understand. All right,
And
let me just finish up with the court then, all right?
okay,
Which is gonna see something different, obviously. Your Honor, as I've indicated, the interesting part is that looking at the documentation received, there was a phone call from the tether people, and that was about 1 o'clock on the 29th. Yet we have testimony from Ms. Darnell that this violation allegedly occurred, the violation regarding the phone call and coming up on her and all those things was sometime around 3:30.
No,
3
she
o'clock.
never testified.
3 o'clock, excuse me. The end of her shift. And that was at around around 3 o'clock, she indicated. I thought it was closer to 3:30. In fact, she may have said she gets off at 3:30, but it was towards the end of her shift. And there was this rigmarole. I only bring that to your attention because, Your Honor, as she stated in her testimony, she is there. She had some conversations. She felt she was being mistreated. But along those lines, further, when she was, I won't say confronted, but was contacted by Ms. Scott during that smoke break back in the morning, she was indicating that, she went, talked to her and said, hey, back up. And she did. She was cooperative. So though there may be some violations under these circumstances, and she was there for mental health treatment, which is important, and she knows she needs that. That's what we are trying to work out. I don't believe that her actions, as testified today, by Ms. Darnell and Ms. Scott, would rise to the level of a bond violation, which is what we're all talking about, resulting in her being removed from Naomi's nest.
Okay,
And address that.
let me ask one question of clarification. Ms. Darnell, is Naomi's Nest a mental health treatment facility?
Yes, they do treat mental health patients.
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Yes, they do treat mental health patients.
For mental health patients?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all you're right. I don't believe that, she wants to treat, she knows that, but she doesn't, I don't believe that her actions resulted in a bond violation. Is what
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Ms. Scott, I believe it was the individual who testified that that she picked up Ms. Marinowski and she just knew that she was, the only reason she knew why she was there was because of the statement that Ms. Marinowski herself made.
correct. And that was
Which is accurate. That's why she's here in court.
well,
That was the charge.
the church. No, I don't.
So had Ms. Marinowski not said that, Ms. Darnell and Ms. Scott wouldn't have even known. So I don't find, counsel, please, I don't find your client's testimony credible that she didn't say that. And, the court will also note that Ms. Marinowski herself said that she was yelling. She didn't feel as though she was being treated fairly. And so based on the actions that she put forth and the testimony by Ms. Darnell that she felt threatened, Ms. Scott was not threatened, but felt threatened for Ms. Darnell, and that your client didn't read the rules, that's on her own. and I guess I understand your clients are for mental health treatment, but also, she's not gonna violate the rules, so perhaps, this is not the place for a treatment that would best work for your client. But the court does find your client guilty of a bond violation. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Darnell and Ms. Scott. You may log off. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're
Have a
welcome.
good day.
And, Ms. Kuzniak, you're all set as well. Thank you. Okay, and so council, here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going, that Michael, who is somebody that she apparently spoke to bring her phone and cigarettes, is not something that was, precluded on the order of bond. But the court does have concerns for your client's mental health and
I agree with you.
welfare. I'm not sure, I think the pregnancy is something new, that she has not told us previously. And, I do think that your client needs to be shot into treatment.
Or at least, Your Honor, because we have now entered a plea in this particular matter, the complainant, as well as, I'm sorry, Jacob were in court at the time of the entering of the plea. They have no, objection to her being, returned to the filings here last week. We could,
I'm not having her return to the home right now. I'm not, that, we don't have all that in front before the court. So
well, we have, that's what I'm saying, they were here and agreed.
I didn't say that they weren't here, but I don't have any, I didn't modify bond conditions last week. I'm not reviewing
No, you
that
didn't.
today. And what the court will do, counsel, is, the court will find to be covered treatment for mental health treatment, not Naomi's Nest. I mean, I do apologize for your delay today, but hopefully you can have lunch now, now that we're done with these matters. But before we log off, you can't log off yet because you need to meet with Marcy for Zoom for PSI after this hearing. So I'm not sure if Marcy is logging in or not, but we will notify her. So bond and the balance of conditions are continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So let's go on.
I have a bond.
Everything's still the same, ma'am, except I'm ordering that you may be tethered to mental health treatment through the Wayne County Jail to a facility other than Naomi's Nest.
Okay.
Okay. So please sit tight. We have probation login.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What? What is going on today? This is a joke. Today is an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Green, we're gonna start bringing people in person. You're gonna learn how to act in a corporate.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
No face there. Trust me, after today, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.